Breaking news. Nnamdi Kanu not pressured by Nigerian government orders to write later ending sit-at-home exercise. Lawyer Ejimakor. My country people. Recently, Nnamdi Kanu had released a letter, an handwritten letter, declaring an end to all sit-at-homes in the southeast region, to all sit-at-home order in the southeast region, including the Mondays sit-at-home and other sit-at-home that was imposed in the southeast region by Simon Ipa. So my country people, now Mazi Nnamdi Kanu had written this letter as a warning to Simon Ipa that, in fact, he wrote this letter to distance himself from the illegal sit-at-home going on in the southeast region. He had made it known that those orders are not coming directly from him, but from Simon Ipa. So my country people, when Nnamdi Kanu wrote the letter, so many people were raising questions. How come Nnamdi Kanu did not give a live broadcast? How come Nnamdi Kanu did not openly come out to declare that he is not the one declaring those sit-at-home orders? So, majority of Nigerians were feeling skeptical about this issue. And some said, oh, maybe Nnamdi Kanu was under duress to write this letter. Maybe he was pressured to write this letter, in the DSS custody. Who knows what the federal government have done to Kanu that made him to write the letter? Maybe he's being pressured and other things. So people were having a lot of speculations concerning the handwritten letter by Nnamdi Kanu. But then Aloy Ejimakor, the special counsel for Nnamdi Kanu, the detained leader of the indigenous people of Biafra IPOB, has said that the separatist leader was not pressured in any way by the Nigerian government or anybody to write a letter declaring an end to all sit-at-home exercise in the southeast Nigeria. And it was reported on Friday that Kanu declared an end to all sit-at-home exercise, including the Monday's sit-at-home exercise and other proposed to force the government to release him. Kanu made the declaration in a handwritten letter, which Aloy Ejimakor read out to journalists during a world press conference held in Enugu State. And Kanu in the written letter dated July 24, 2023, which Ejimakor read, following the refusal of Simon Ipa, a self-proclaimed disciple, to announce the cancellation and the further declaration through his media platforms. But then, Kanu had warned Simon Ipa severely to desist from calling the alleged sit-at-home henceforth and to make a public announcement to the effect that Simon Ipa is in the receipt of a direct order from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to cancel any pending sit-at-home placed at the moment. But while featuring on Arise Newsnight on Saturday, Ejimakor was asked if there was any chance that Kanu was under some kind of pressure to write the letter to secure his freedom. Aloy Ejimakor denied that Kanu was not under any kind of pressure to write the letter, saying Nnamdi Kanu was renditioned over 2 years ago. So if he would have succumbed to any kind of pressure from any quarters from the government or whatnot, this would have happened over 2 years ago. Why now? So, according to Aloy Ejimakor, Nnamdi Kanu is not the kind of man that succumbs to pressure. He does, perhaps he would have dropped the if he does, perhaps he would have dropped the agitation by now, considering the travels and the predicament that he has undergone. So there was no pressure of any sort. Aloy Ejimakor have made it known that Mr. Nnamdi Kanu or Mazi Nnamdi Kanu wrote this letter himself without being forced to write this letter. So my country people, what are your thoughts on this? Yes, Nnamdi Kanu is the supreme leader of the indigenous people of Biafra. And trust me, there are no two supreme leaders at this moment. There is no deputy leader. There is no vice deputy leader. There are other leaders that are lower than the hierarchy of some supreme leaders or deputy leaders, but standing on that, anybody that acts in the name of IPOB, whether the person acted for good or for bad or for beautiful or for ugly, is often attributed to the head of the organization, and the fish rots from the head. So Nnamdi Kanu is very concerned about this. He never meant for things to go this way. He never meant for things to get out of control. He's only trying to separate the apples from the oranges. Yeah, so that when everybody gets out there and say, oh, I am a disciple of Nnamdi Kanu, and he levies violence on the general public in the name of sit at home, Nnamdi Kanu gets to take the bad name simply because he's the head of the organization and it is not fair to him. So having considered all this, he needed to provide clarity that this is this and this is that. So he made it known that those going around in the southeast region trying to impose a sit at home, an illegal sit at home on the people of the region, those orders are not coming from him. So Simon Ekpa should beware. And Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has released a direct order instructing those in the southeast region to desist from any sit at home henceforth. So my country people, what are your thoughts on this? Although people are saying, well, Nnamdi Kanu should come out openly and declare that he was the one that wrote the letter. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should do this. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should do that. But then Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's lead counsel, Aloy Ejimakor, have reacted to these claims and has given his own thoughts that CO Nnamdi Kanu was not under any form of pressure when writing that letter. Nigerians have reacted. What is the position of Mike Ozekome San and Barrister Ejiofor on this? People are getting confused. Please, the government have the solutions in their hands. Nigeria should divide. We need development like Europe. Another person said, if that Nigerian government can pressure him to do something out of his will, would they have pressured him to withdraw his Biafran agitation? No. Well, let's hear from him. Period. They should allow him to make a broadcast via the Biafra radio. I maintain my stand. Biafra is coming. They should free him. Well, I can't say whether Nnamdi Kanu supports the sit-at-home order by Simon Ekpa or not. But what I know is that Simon Ekpa has instructed those to carry out that order because Nnamdi Kanu has not been released. So my country people, what are your thoughts on this? These are reactions from Nigerians. I'm dropping here, guys. Kindly share your thoughts in the comment section. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up, like us, share, subscribe. Thank you. Bye for now.